if you don't understand how many houses the respective planet is placed from the Lagna Lord and its respective placement from the Lagna itself with respect to the Lagna Lord's placement, then you will not be able to understand the deepest manifestation what the planet is bringing to you.
Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have been doing this series of planets in different houses from the Lagna Lord. I'm not talking about from the Lagna, from the ascendant. I'm talking about that series we have already done. Placement of different planets, sun in different houses from the Lagna, moon in different houses from the Lagna and all. We have started a new series which is the placement of different planets from the Lagna Lord. Whichever house the Lagna Lord is placed, if it's placed in the second house, then the relative planet is placed in the 6th, 7th, 8th house with respect to its placement from the Lagna Lord. What is the manifestation it is bringing, whether it is bringing in good support, whether it is becoming a hurdle, whether it's in good dignity, bad dignity, and then what is the result of that on the Lagna Lord and its manifestation. We have been doing this series. We have already done the placement of sun in different houses from the Lagna Lord. Today we will be doing the next planet in the series, which is the placement of Mercury, the planets of buddhi, knowledge, tact, practicality, calculations from the Lagna Lord. So let's jump in and see the placement of Mercury in different houses from the Lagna Lord, how it will manifest different results for all of us. Now, if Mercury is placed in the house where the Lagna Lord is placed, together it is. Now here we are talking about, or we are showing Lagna Lord placed with Mercury in the second house. But the Lagna Lord can be with Mercury in any house. It can be in the 4th house, 5th house, 6th house, whatever. So first we see is the placement of the planet here, Mercury with the Lagna Lord. What does it mean? It means that the planet is supporting the Lagna Lord to manifest its goals. So whatever the goals of the planet are, the Mercury planet will help support it with tact, with knowledge, with buddhi, with intellect, with ability to deduct placements, with ability to calculate things, to be able to be diplomatic. And it will help the planet achieve the Lagna Lord here we are talking about. The Lagna Lord place, Lagna Lord's manifestation, the Lagna Lord's own goals or what it wants to play, what it wants to achieve in life. Mercury here will be helping the Lagna Lord achieve that. So firstly, it is very important to understand which house they are placed in after you see that how many houses Mercury is placed from the Lagna Lord, then which house is it placed itself. Yeah, Mercury is placed in the second house from the Lagna, which means Mercury will help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation of the second house. The Lagna Lord's placement here means the person will, one of the important goals of the person will be to lead his or her life with values, with a sense of community, family, heritage, legacy. And Mercury being placed with the Lagna Lord means Mercury will help with education, with practicality, with an approach of educated wisdom, educated manifestation, educated decision making to help Lagna Lord achieve its goals of the second house of values, of nutrition, of trying to achieve a good livelihood, trying to help the community, and also to increase their bank balance, to be able to increase their savings. So Mercury with his tact, with the diplomacy, with his education will help the Lagna Lord to achieve that. Secondly, what is important is that is the planet Mercury in good dignity in the second house. Some conjunctions may be bad. Some conjunctions may be good. So in certain conjunctions, if Mercury is not playing a good part, for example, Mercury is conjunct with Jupiter, that's a slightly tougher placement. Mercury is with Moon, that is also a slightly tougher placement. However, if they are both benefics, then still the results will be good. The other thing is how good a dignity is Mercury is in. For example, if the ascendant is Leo and Mercury is in the second house with the Lagna Lord, here Mercury is in Virgo sign where it gets exalted, which means Mercury is in fantastic dignity. So here Mercury will help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation of the second house with exalted results, with fantastic results, with prosperous results. And wherever the Lagna Lord is not making a right decision, not making the right calculation, educated decision making, where Mercury will help support the person with educated decision making to make good livelihood, to get more prosperity. However, if Mercury is placed in bad dignity, for example, if it is the Pisces sign, the second house is the Pisces sign with the ascendant being Aquarius, then obviously it will not be in the best of dignity. There, the planet may in fact become a hurdle for the Lagna Lord or for the person to achieve money, achieve prosperity, achieve good bank balance, achieve good livelihood, be able to have a prosperous life with values. In fact, Mercury may become a hurdle in leading a life with values where it may even push the person to lie, to cheat, to deceive also. So the dignity of the planet is also important. So do check not only if Mercury is conjunct with the Lagna Lord in any house, its placement, in which house they are placed in, but also the dignity of Mercury. Now, if Mercury goes into the second house from the Lagna Lord, which means if Mercury is in the second house from the Lagna Lord, then the Lagna Lord is in the 12th house from Mercury. So, on one side, Mercury being in the second house of gains from the Lagna Lord will help achieve the Lagna Lord, achieve its manifestation of whatever gains the Lagna Lord wants. Mercury will help it achieve those gains. So, Mercury here will help the Lagna Lord achieve gains through whatever its manifestation is, through money, through livelihood, through educated decision making, through the ability to be able to make gains in whatever the Lagna Lord is manifesting. So then the placement of the Lagna Lord becomes important. Now, if the Lagna Lord, for example, here we are taking the example of the 5th house. If the Lagna Lord is in the 5th house, and Mercury is in the 6th house, second from it, what is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord? The manifestation of the Lagna Lord is of the 5th house, which means the life's goals will be achieved through speculations, risk-taking, ability to make changes, or the person will help or try to identify changes when the change is needed so that they are able to make gains. It's a very creative disposition. The person will be very creative. The person will be very innovative in trying to achieve gains, in trying to get education, higher education, and even in romance, even in the ability to be able to earn from their interests, what they like, what they love to do. And Mercury going into the second house from the Lagna Lord, while Lagna Lord being in the 5th house, because you have to see the relevant position, is that Mercury will help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation of the 5th house and help it with gains. Now, the challenge can be here because the Mercury is in the 6th house. So, if the Lagna Lord, for example, in this relative position is in the 5th house of speculative gains, speculative investments, Mercury goes into the second house from it, which goes into the 6th house. So, Mercury will help in the speculative gains through loans, through ability to be able to make calculated decisions, to be able to get debts in the right places with calculation, not to get into the bad loans, and to overcome competition in being able to make speculative investments. So if you're buying shares, you will also want to see whether you have a high ability to make gains from it. If you like somebody and there is somebody else who's also suitor for the same person, Mercury will help you to be able to use your tact to be able to overcome competition so that you can achieve your love. So it will be a good thing. It will help you in the gains. However, because Mercury is in the 6th house, if it's in bad dignity, then the challenge will be reversed. In fact, Mercury may become a hurdle for you, will not help you to overcome competition. In fact, it may be a detrimental position if it's in bad dignity in the sign which it is placed in. 6th house, Mercury is quite strong because Virgo is its natural house where it in fact gets exalted. However, if it gets into, say for example, the Pisces sign, or if it gets into the Sagittarius sign, or if it gets into the Cancer sign, then obviously it will bring in more challenges because it is in the 6th house and that is the Dusthana and in a bad dignity. Then it will bring in more challenges to the Lagna Lord in trying to achieve gains through the manifestation of the 5th house. So the relative position of Mercury, in which house it is placed, how many houses it is placed from the Lagna Lord, and what dignity it is placed in is also very important. Now, if Mercury goes into the 3rd house from the Lagna Lord, which means then the Lagna Lord is in the 11th position from Mercury. So on one hand, how many houses is Mercury from the Lagna Lord? The 3rd house, which means Mercury will help achieve the Lagna Lord's manifestation through effort, through the ability to influence, through the ability to be able to market yourself, through the ability to be able to show a lot of courage, motivation, and through own motivation, through your own self-effort, be able to manifest the results for the Lagna Lord. Now, what is important is, what is the Lagna Lord trying to achieve, which Mercury will help with its effort, with its ability to market, with its ability to influence. So the Lagna Lord's placement is very important. These are complex positions. These are not easy positions. You need to understand it from a position of relative position from the Lagna and the Lagna Lord, not the position of Mercury alone or the planet alone. So here Lagna Lord, for example, for this example, we are using Lagna Lord being in the 12th house. So the manifestation of the person, because the Lagna Lord is going into the 12th house, is to be able to achieve through individual effort, through efforts in the 12th house manifestation. For example, the person may be in armed services, the person may be in healthcare, the person may be in foreign lands, the person may be working for foreign clients. So there will be something philosophical, creative, charitable, working in foreign lands, working in armed forces, working in isolation, working as an individual role. All these manifestations will come. Of course, obviously, which is the planet, which is the Lagna Lord, which sign it is placed, all these come into the picture as well. So Mercury will help the manifestation of the Lagna Lord of the 12th house results through effort, through track, through diplomacy, through influence, through ability to put in high intelligent work, and with a lot of energy, because just the 3rd house of effort, marketing, influence is coming into the picture. However, which house is Mercury itself placed in? Here Mercury is placed in the 2nd house, which means here Mercury will help Lagna Lord achieve manifestation of the 12th house. For example, working in foreign lands through effort to make gains in money, in livelihood, and trying to make more bank balance. So here the gains will come in, but Mercury is also planet of tact, diplomacy. So educated decision making in a foreign land through effort, through your ability to be able to make or influence people, market yourself to make more money. So you have to see the relevant position of or relative position of Mercury from the Lagna Lord, which house the Lagna Lord itself is placed, and how many houses Mercury is placed from the Lagna Lord itself. Now, if Mercury is placed in the 4th house from the Lagna Lord, which means then the Lagna Lord is placed in the 10th house from Mercury. What does this mean? Firstly, Mercury's placement from how many houses it is from the Lagna Lord is very, very important, because your relative position of Mercury from the Lagna Lord is being seen. So, because it is 4th from the Lagna Lord, what is the 4th house from any house? The 4th house from any house is the manifestation of peace, tranquility, satisfaction, happiness, assets, conveniences from that house. So, 4th house from Lagna Lord means Mercury. Mercury will help the Lagna Lord achieve peace, tranquility, satisfaction, happiness, help the Lagna Lord feel at home in the manifestation it is trying to achieve, and to help it make assets to be able to get more conveniences. So that is very important. So here we have to see how many houses is the Lagna Lord itself placed in. And then from there you have to see the relative position of Mercury. Now if the Lagna Lord, for this example we are using the Lagna Lord placed in the 7th house, just as an example. So what is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord here? What is the Lagna Lord trying to achieve? Because the Lagna Lord is placed in the 7th house, which means the Lagna Lord is trying to achieve its manifestation through partnerships, through teamwork, through its ability to work with people in the marketplace, through acquaintances, through the ability to be able to make gains, through its ability to be able to deal with people on a day-to-day basis, and in a balanced manner, which the 7th house represents. So here the manifestation of the Lagna Lord is manifestation of the 7th house. So Mercury will help the person, the Lagna Lord, achieve that manifestation and be at peace, to be in a happy position, to be at home when he or she is dealing with people, to be at home when they're dealing with in partnerships, to be at home and at peaceful disposition when they're dealing with others. But what is also important is which house is Mercury itself placed in. Mercury is placed in the 10th house for this example. Then Mercury will try to help bring the Lagna Lord's manifestation, working with people in team and make assets, and to get peace and tranquility through their work, through their career, through their ability to be able to work with superiors, to be able to gain growth in their learning, in their ability to grow in their vocation, in their career. And then through that, help the Lagna Lord get money, assets, and in a peaceful manner and a tranquility manner, working with people in partnership with the Lagna Lord represents being in the 7th house. So these are complex positions. You need to see the placement of the planet. Here we are talking about Mercury in relative placement from the Lagna Lord and the Lagna and its own placement in the horoscope. Now, if the planet Mercury is in the 5th house from the Lagna Lord, which means then the Lagna Lord is 9 houses away from Mercury. So this is a very significant placement. It is a gain making position from both the sides. So in which house is Mercury from the Lagna Lord? In the 5th house. So here Mercury, with his help of tact, with his ability to help the person make dedicated, educated decision making, using knowledge, using their intellect, being able to balance position, to see it from a practical position and then make gains. And also in speculative investments, because Mercury is 5th from the Lagna Lord. Here we are not talking yet which house Mercury is itself. First we are seeing how many houses it is away from the Lagna Lord, because how will it manifest the Lagna Lord achieve its life's goals. So Mercury, through its ability to help with educated decisions, practical decisions, intelligent decisions, being 5th from the Lagna Lord, will help the Lagna Lord take the right risks in the right manner, in the right speculation, to be able to make gains, to be able to bring changes in life, in career also. Because if Lagna Lord is, if Mercury is 5th from the Lagna Lord, 5th house is the house of change, ability to be able to bring about a change, transformation in life also, because it is the 8th house from the 10th house. So here Mercury is helping the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation. But what is the Lagna Lord's own manifestation? That depends on where the Lagna Lord is placed. Here for an example, it may be Lagna Lord may be in any house. Here for an example, we are using Lagna Lord in the 3rd house. So here the Lagna Lord's manifestation is that the person, through its own effort, will try to make changes in their life, to be able to make gains through their effort, through the ability to influence people, through the ability to market themselves, influence others positively, through how they are able to use their hands, their limbs maybe, or through the ability, through an artistic disposition also, to be able to influence people and make gains. And this is also placement where the person may be working in a more solitary placement, individual role, rather than in a team role, because it is in the 3rd house. However, the own gains are more important than others here. However, Mercury is in the 5th house. But where is Mercury placed? It is 5th house from the Lagna Lord, but in the 7th house. So here, while the person wants to go it alone, wants to do individual work, wants to influence people and make gains, Mercury is telling the person that it is practical and it is more gain making to be able to deal tactfully with people when you get into those situations. So you may want to work alone, you may want to do it alone, you may be a self-made person. However, when you're dealing with people, when you are in the marketplace, then you have to deal with people tactfully, because Mercury is in the 7th house of the marketplace and in the house where you have to work with people and ability to deal with people and then make speculative risks, the right risks, to be able to achieve gains, because Mercury is from the Lagna Lord. However, Mercury's dignity becomes very important, because if Mercury is in good dignity, then the gains are good, your ability to work with people is good, your ability to form partnerships is good. However, if Mercury is in bad dignity, while being 5th house from the Lagna Lord, then the changes that Mercury may also help manifest may not be so fruitful. Mercury may not help you. In fact, you may make wrong decision making. You may not make educated decision making, but you may be depending more on your emotional quotient, how I feel, rather than what the data is saying, what an educated decision should be. So Mercury's dignity in how many houses away from the Lagna Lord and its relative position from the Lagna is important. Now, if Mercury is in the 6th house from the Lagna Lord, then the Lagna Lord is in the 8th placement from Mercury. So this is a slightly tricky placement. However, you need to look at overall pattern rather than the individual position. First, what is the individual position of Mercury in the 6th house from the Lagna Lord is saying? The 6th house from any planet is the challenges coming in opposition, in enemies, in hidden energies, people or energies or situations acting behind your back. It is also the house of competition, even litigations, even court cases, sicknesses, illnesses as well. So when Mercury goes into the 6th house from the Lagna Lord, because the 6th house is also the house of service, so here Mercury will help the person overcome competition with tact, with diplomacy, with intelligent decision making, with practical decision making, educated manifestation, educated your behavior will be more educated rather than emotional, to try to overcome competition, to try to overcome those people who are trying to put you down, and use that intellect to be able to overcome challenges, overcome hurdles. That is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord being 8th from Mercury. So Mercury will help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation by helping it overcome enemies, issues, problems, sicknesses, illnesses in an educated manner. But what is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord? So that has to be seen. Here for an example, we are using Lagna Lord in the 8th house. Lagna Lord can be in any house, from there Mercury can be 6th. Here is an example to understand the placement better. We are using Lagna Lord in the 8th house. So if the Lagna Lord is in the 8th house and from there Mercury is in the Lagna, 6th from is, what is the manifestation that the Lagna Lord is trying to achieve? Here the Lagna Lord is trying to achieve the manifestation of the 8th house. 8th house is hidden energies. 8th house is other people's money. 8th house is also taxation, insurance, wealth management, IT. It is the stage. It is also performing in front of the camera as an actor, as a performer. All 8th house manifestation, agriculture which comes from the ground, petroleum which comes from the ground, minerals, iron ore, which all comes from the ground, or analysis, deep down analysis which the 8th house represents. So Lagna Lord being placed there, Lagna Lord is trying to achieve life's disposition through 8th house energies, and Mercury going 6th from the Lagna Lord, which means Mercury is trying to help the Lagna Lord achieve the 8th house energies through ability to overcome competition in a tactful manner, in an educated manner, in a diplomatic manner, in an educated manner. However, where is the Mercury planet placed itself? Here we are using Mercury's placement in the Lagna. It can be anywhere. When it's in 6th house from Lagna Lord, it can be any place. For example, if the Lagna Lord is in the 7th house, Mercury 6th from it could be in the 12th house. If the Lagna Lord itself is in the Lagna, then 6th house from the Lagna Lord, then Mercury can be in the 6th house. So here as an example, because we are using Lagna Lord in the 8th house, Mercury goes into the Lagna. But what is the manifestation of the Lagna? Lagna, it's also your whole life. How you lead your life, how you will make goals, how will people see you, what will be a stature in society, everything will be represented by Mercury. So Mercury will help you overcome competition, but in such a tactful manner that you achieve status, you achieve stature. People, you are able to handle people with tact and diplomacy to overcome hurdles of the 8th house and get gains from the 8th house energies in a tactful manner, overcoming competition and yet achieving life's goals. So the relative position of Mercury, not only which house it is, but how many houses away from the Lagna Lord, and Lagna Lord's own house placement is also needs to be seen. Now, if Mercury goes into the 7th house from the Lagna Lord, now what does this mean? It means the Lagna Lord and Mercury are in 7-7 position from each other. This is a fairly balanced placement. However, what does the placement of Mercury from the Lagna Lord in the 7th house mean? It means Mercury will help the Lagna Lord be able to achieve its manifestation, life's manifestation, through ability to make partnerships, ability to work in a team, ability to be able to work in the marketplace, ability to handle people tactfully, in an educated manner, in a tactful manner, on a day-to-day basis. So Mercury will help the Lagna Lord be very tactful with people, be very balanced with people, be very creative with people, using data, using practical approach, and try to make gains from it in a marketplace on a day-to-day dealing. So Mercury will try to help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation through this behavior, through these characteristics. But what is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord, which Mercury is trying to help with teamwork, with partnership? Here we need to see where is the Lagna Lord place. Now for only this example, we are using the example of, say, the Lagna Lord place in the 9th house, and Mercury being placed in the 3rd house, 7th from it. It could have been the other way around. Lagna Lord could have been in the 5th house, Mercury could have been in the 11th house, again 7th from it. Lagna Lord could have been in the 7th house and Mercury could have been in the Lagna, again 7th from it. So for this example, to understand it better, we are using the Lagna Lord in the 9th house. So if Lagna Lord is in the 9th house, so what is the manifestation of the 9th house? The Lagna Lord is trying to achieve life's manifestation through high learning, through the ability to be able to get higher credibility through higher qualification, learning from life situation, learning from the ability to be able to use higher learning from their gurus, from the mentors, and then get gains, because it is the 9th house of gains. So Mercury is helping the Lagna Lord achieve the manifestation of the 9th house through high learning, through long distance travel, through being able to get higher qualification, get more support from mentors in a tactful manner, in a partnership manner, in a teamwork manner, and then help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation. But where is Mercury placed? In which house is it placed? While it is 7th from the Lagna Lord, from the Lagna, how many houses it is placed? So yeah, because the Lagna Lord is in the 9th house and Mercury is 7th from it, which means automatically Mercury is in the 3rd house. But what is the manifestation of Mercury in the 3rd house? The 3rd house is the house of effort, communication, ability to influence others. Mercury is very good, very powerful in the 3rd house, because the 3rd house has Gemini energies. The original 3rd house of the Kalpurush Kundali has Gemini in the 3rd house. So Mercury is very strong. So here Mercury will help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation of the 9th house of higher learning through tactful teamwork, but with an ability to influence others with its efforts, with its ability to communicate very well, to be able to influence people very well, and to be able to showcase the person in a very fantastic manner, in a very influential manner. However, Mercury's dignity becomes very important. Even while it is very strong in the 3rd house, if it gets into a bad dignity, into a bad sign, for example, Mercury is in the Pisces sign where it is debilitated, then it may create more hurdles in teamwork, in partnership, in its association, and it may be a more challenging placement than a gain-making position. But if it's in a good dignity, then it can achieve fantastic placement through teamwork and through ability to be able to make to the ability to work with people in a very, very positive, prosperous manner. So the relevant placement of Mercury, not only from the Lagna Lord, but which house it is placed from the Lagna, and the Lagna Lord's placement from the Lagna is also important. Now, if Mercury goes into the 8th house from the Lagna Lord, what is the 8th house from the Lagna Lord? Which means the other planet, which is the Lagna Lord, is in the 6th house from Mercury. So this is a slightly tricky placement. Firstly, the 8th house from any house is the hurdles of that house, challenges from that house, issues from that house, sudden problems from that house, and hidden challenges, hidden issues, hidden gains also from that house. Mercury in the 8th house from the Lagna Lord means Mercury will help you analyze the situation, analyze in depth, analyze and audit the things in a very deep manner to be able to help you with educated decision making when you face hurdles, when you face challenges, when you face sudden issues, when you face emergency. So Mercury here may help you to be able to get educated decision making, practical decision making, intelligent decision making when you face such challenges, and when you want to make gains of the 8th house, the darker energies, deep down analysis, deep down study, deep down analytics, and then to be able to make gains from it while overcoming obstructions, while overcoming challenges. But if it is trying to help the Lagna Lord achieve its manifestation, what is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord? Here we are taking the example of the Lagna Lord in the 10th house. The Lagna Lord could have been in any house. Lagna Lord could have been in the Lagna, Mercury could have been in the 8th house, Lagna Lord could have been in the 3rd house, Mercury could have been in the 10th house, 8th house from it. So here for an example, we're using the example of the Lagna Lord in the 10th house to understand the situation better, or understand the placement better. So for example, in this particular situation, Lagna Lord is in the 10th house and Mercury was 8th from it in the 5th house. So the Lagna Lord's manifestation is to achieve what the Lagna wants to achieve through career, through work, ability to work with people, ability to have a good rapport with seniors, supervisors, and through your career achieve gains, achieve growth, achieve promotion, achieve high stature and ability to be able to rise in career and make gains. And Mercury, because it is placed 8th from the Lagna Lord, will also help you make the changes at the right time. Because Mercury in the 5th house, which is 10th, 8th from the 10th house, means it is helping the Lagna Lord make the changes, transform yourself at the right time, in the right place, in the right role, with the right educated decision making, with the right data, with the right information, with the right intellect, and then make changes and make gains. Because which house is Mercury? In the 5th house of gains, in the 5th house of speculative decision making. So speculative decision when to make a change in the career, speculative decision what company to apply to, speculative decision making whether to leave or not leave a particular role or industry or the job, will Mercury help the Lagna Lord and help through tag to overcome competition, overcome obstruction when it is trying to make a role change, when it is trying to get into a different company, when it is trying to make a job change. It will try to help overcome obstructions, challenges, problems, and through deep down analysis, deep down study, intellectual decision, help the Lagna Lord make the right change. However, the dignity of Mercury is very important because it is in the 8th house of obstruction, challenges, problem. If it's in a good dignity, then it will help the Lagna Lord overcome challenges, issues, problems with proper decision making. But if Mercury goes in bad dignity, tough dignity from the Lagna Lord, then heaven help the person. The person's career will always be fraught with improper decision making, challenging decision making, not the right calculated decision making. Many times emotionally the person may also take decisions. So yeah, dignity of Mercury is also important, and its relevant position from the Lagna Lord and the Lagna Lord's relevant position from, or relative position from, the Lagna itself. Now if the planet Mercury is in the 9th house from the Lagna Lord, then it means the Lagna Lord is in the 5th house from Mercury. Now, what is the placement of any planet 9th from another planet or another house means? It means gains of that house coming in through higher learning, through higher experiences, through situation learning, through your ability to learn from your experiences, then raise higher for higher growth. And then to be able to learn through your experience and becoming more mature, becoming more wiser and wiser decision making. And yet because Mercury planet is involved, then the decision making will be very wise, will be very intellectual, it will be very educated. So Mercury will use its learning, will use its higher qualification, will use the learning from its mentors, from seniors, from superiors, to be able to make the right gains, because it is the 9th house from the Lagna Lord, and through the wise decision making, intelligent decision making, through using situational experiences and higher learning, it will help the Lagna Lord make gains, help the Lagna Lord to be able to achieve its manifestation. But what is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord? That will depend on where the Lagna Lord is placed, in which house the Lagna Lord is placed. So here for an example, we are using the Lagna Lord in the 4th house. The Lagna Lord could have been in any house when Mercury is 9th from it. For example, the Lagna Lord could have been in the 7th house and Mercury could have been in the 6th house, 9th from it. The Lagna Lord could have been in the Lagna, Mercury could have been in the 9th house, 9th from it. So now to just to understand the example better, we are using the Lagna Lord in the 4th house. So if the Lagna Lord is in the 4th house, Mercury is in the 9th house from it, obviously then Mercury is in the 12th house. So if the Lagna Lord is in the 4th house, what is the manifestation of the Lagna? The Lagna Lord achieving in the Lagna. Here the Lagna Lord being placed in the 4th house from the Lagna means the Lagna Lord is trying to achieve peace, tranquility, assets, money, and through that being able to achieve stature, through that being able to achieve life's goals. So one of the life's goals of the person is to be comfortable, to be in a good house, to make assets, to achieve financial security, to be able to lead a good domestic life, to have a good family life, support family. Family is very important. Mother is important. Fourth house, home, comforts, assets, all very important. So the manifestation of the Lagna Lord is that. And because Mercury is placed ninth from it, Mercury will try to help the Lagna Lord achieve the manifestation of the fourth house through intelligent decision making, tactful decision making, and through that being able to make gains, money, so that the assets are made, so that the conveniences are there, so that the domestic life is also happy. That's how you should be able to see the placement of Mercury, in which house it is from the Lagna Lord, and how it is helping the manifestation of the Lagna. However, in which house is Mercury gone? In the 12th house of waste and excesses. And remember, Mercury is not very powerful in the 12th house, because the 12th house is Pisces energies in the original Kalpurish Kundli. So yeah, Mercury is trying to help the Lagna Lord through educated decision making, through intelligent decision making, using its higher learning. However, because it is placed in the 12th house, many times Mercury may not be able to help the person take the right decision, and sometimes there may be excesses, which means overthinking, being over practical, being over careful. And because of not being creative enough, not being innovative enough, sometimes you will lose, because Mercury is in the 12th house. Sometimes you may become too practical. If you are putting in a bid, you may put in some extra money to be able to make a bid, so that you think otherwise I will lose the bid, I will lose money. So let me be on the careful side, let me put in some extra money to bid, so that I achieve the bid. So sometimes because of fear of losses, fear of not being able to gain, using extra wisdom more than required, more practically than required, there may be some losses from excesses. And this may become more serious if Mercury is in a bad dignity. As it is placed in the 12th house. Here we are talking about relevant position from the Lagna Lord. It could have been the other way around. For example, the Lagna Lord could have been in the 7th house, and Mercury 9 from it could have been in the 3rd house. Then it's an excellent placement. So yeah, we are looking at not only Mercury's placement from the Lagna Lord, but also how many houses they are away from each other, so that we understand the position deeply. These are not easy positions, because we are not only looking at from the Lagna, we are looking at from the Lagna Lord, and we are looking at from the Lagna, and we are seeing which house it is placed, and we are seeing what dignity it is in. So these are tough placements, so you have to see the relevant position. So when the planet Mercury is in the 9th house from the Lagna Lord, also see in which house the Lagna Lord is placed, and also see in which house Mercury itself is placed, also see which dignity it is placed in. Now, if Mercury goes into the 10th house from the Lagna Lord, so if Mercury is in the 10th house from the Lagna Lord, which means the Lagna Lord is in the 4th house from Mercury. So what is the manifestation of Mercury now when it is in the 10th house from the Lagna Lord? 10th house from the Lagna Lord, which means Mercury will try to help the manifestation of the Lagna Lord in career, through work, through the ability to work with seniors, to be able to create better rapport with seniors, to be able to use their intellect, their learning, their higher learning, to be able to influence others, leave a mark at work, and through that enjoy growth, through that enjoy designation, through that enjoy the corner office, through that be able to get more gains out of your hard work in your career, through your vocation, through your business maybe. But which house the Lagna Lord is placed, it becomes very important. Here, for an example, we are using the placement of Lagna Lord in the Lagna itself. Lagna Lord could have been anywhere, and then Mercury could have been 10th house from it. For example, the Lagna Lord could have been in the 7th house and Mercury in the 4th house, again 10th from it. Or the Lagna Lord could have been in the 10th house and Mercury in the 7th house, again 10th from it. So here for an example, we are using the Lagna Lord in the Lagna when Mercury goes into the 10th house. So yeah, what is the manifestation? If the Lagna Lord is in the 10th house when Mercury is 10th from it, the Lagna Lord is in the Lagna when Mercury is 10th from it, the Lagna Lord's manifestation when it is in the Lagna is the person is for the person it's very important to achieve a certain stature in life, for the person to achieve certain designation in life, for the person to be able to achieve certain respect in life, certain stature in life, certain standing in life, in society, with dignity, with prestige, with pride, and to be able to lead a healthy life, to be able to lead a life with goals. So some goal will be there which they will try to manifest in a dignified manner, with stature, with growth. So that is very important. And Mercury going 10th from the Lagna Lord, which means in the manifestation of the Lagna, in trying to achieve stature, designation, growth, Mercury will help the person achieve it through tact, intellect, intelligent decision making, education, ability to work with superiors through their work, through their career, and then achieve the stature, then achieve the designation, then achieve the integrity, then achieve the standing, then achieve the stature in society. So the placement of Mercury from the Lagna Lord alone should not be seen. It should also be seen in which house Mercury itself is placed in, while it is placed in the 10th house from the Lagna Lord, and Lagna Lord's own position, which house it goes in, and the dignity of the Mercury also. So here, if the dignity of Mercury is good, it's positive, then it will be very helpful for the Lagna Lord or the person to achieve stature, designation, standing in society. But if Mercury's dignity is not good, it's not supportive, it goes into a tough sign. Say example, it goes into Pisces sign in the 10th house, then it will be counterproductive. It may not be easy for the person to achieve. In fact, while trying to be practical, it may take wrong decision. It may not be able to have an influence on superiors. The work may not be acknowledged, and in spite of best of efforts, the career may not take off. So the dignity of Mercury not only is a relevant position from the Lagna Lord becomes important. Now, if Mercury is in the 11th house from the Lagna Lord, then the Lagna Lord goes into the third placement from Mercury. So this is an 11th replacement. So on one side, Mercury going in the 11th house from the Lagna Lord means the 11th house of wishes and desires will kick in. But Mercury will try to achieve the wishes and desires of the 11th house through tact, through diplomacy, with intelligent decision making, to educated decision making, using its ability to be able to understand the situation very well and balance it out, and through its educated learned decision making help achieve own life desires, life's own goals, life's own wishes, and in a manner where you will be able to gain through societal connections, through your network connection, through your acquaintances, through your friends, with the 11th house manifest. However, where is the Lagna Lord place, whose desires Mercury is trying to achieve? Mercury 11th from the Lagna Lord, which means Mercury is trying to help the Lagna Lord make its gains or its manifestation with this relevant placement where the Lagna Lord is. These are tricky placements, these are complex positions, these are not just from the Lagna, these are from the Lagna Lord and involving the Lagna also. So here for this example alone, we are using the Lagna Lord in the 11th house. The Lagna Lord could have been anywhere while Mercury is in the 11th from it. For example, the Lagna Lord could have been in the Lagna when Mercury is in the 11th house from it. The Lagna Lord could have been in the 5th house and Mercury is in the 3rd house, 11th from it. The Lagna Lord could have been in the 7th house, Mercury in the 11th house from it, which is in the 5th house. There could have been any placement. So, but for this example, to understand the placement better, we are using the Lagna Lord in the 11th house and Mercury 11th from it. So, if the Lagna Lord is in the 11th house, now this is an 11-11 position. Lagna Lord itself is in the 11th house, Mercury is 11th from it. So, Lagna Lord's manifestation in the 11th house is to be able to achieve its life goal through social network, through network making, through friends making, through ability to make more acquaintances, and through those acquaintances, through the social network, through the expanded network connection, make gains, achieve wishes and desires. And Mercury is 11th from it. So Mercury will help the Lagna Lord achieve the placement through its tact, intellect, higher learning. Especially which house is Mercury placed in? Mercury is placed in the 9th house of high learning, educational qualification. So Mercury will help the person achieve their life goal through tact, through diplomacy, using the higher learning, their higher qualification, learning from experiences, learning from situations, long distance travel. So the person may also make its acquaintances or social network in lots of places around the world, spread around the world, and then achieve their manifestation. This is also very good placement where the person is able to do a lot for society while making its gains, while achieving the stature, while able to achieve their life desires also. However, Mercury's dignity is very important here. If Mercury is in good dignity while being in the 11th house from the Lagna Lord, then the gains will be high. The person will make the Lagna Lord achieve prosperity, money, status, stature in social network, because the Lagna Lord is placed in the 11th house, and be able to make a lot of gains, being well known in the masses. However, if Mercury is in a bad dignity, it will be counterproductive. It will make the person work much more harder. It will make the communication not so good. It will make that higher learning not of great use. The person will have to develop some other skills to be able to achieve their manifestation of the 11th house. So whenever Mercury goes into any house from the Lagna Lord, especially the 11th house we are talking about, not only should the placement of Mercury in the 11th house from the Lagna Lord which should be seen, but in which house the Lagna Lord is placed and in which house Mercury itself is, and the dignity of Mercury as well. Now, if Mercury goes into the 12th house from the Lagna Lord, which means then the Lagna Lord is in the second house of Mercury. Now, this is a 12-2 placement. So now when a planet goes into any house from the other planet, it brings in some obstructions, challenges, waste and excesses, losses also. So here Mercury in the 12th house from the Lagna Lord means Mercury should also help overcome the challenges of the manifestation of the Lagna Lord if it's in a good dignity. However, if it's in a challenging placement in the 12th house from the Lagna Lord, then it may bring in more issues, problems, obstruction, waste and excesses. However, if it's in a good dignity, then being 12th from the Lagna Lord, which means it will help achieve the manifestation of the Lagna Lord through its ability to work alone, in an individual role, in a solitary role, even in foreign land, or in hospitals, or in clinics, or in armed forces, or in IT, working with foreign consultants. So, Mercury in the 12th house from the Lagna Lord can be a slightly tougher placement if it's in a bad dignity. In a good dignity, it will help you to be able to make those decisions with practicality, but with creativity. Because the 12th house is also the house of creativity, your house of imagination, the houses of manifesting your dreams. So Mercury going into the 12th house from the Lagna Lord may help you be able to achieve obstruction, challenges, problems in an individual role, in an individual capacity, using your learned experiences, learning, educated decision making, practical decision making to overcome challenges, overcome losses. However, in a bad dignity, it may bring in more losses. But what is the manifestation of the Lagna Lord which Mercury is trying to help achieve? Through foreign land, through creativity. Now, only for this example, we are using the Lagna Lord to be in the 6th house. The Lagna Lord could have been in any house, while Mercury is 12th from it. For example, the Lagna Lord could have been in the 10th house and Mercury could have been in the 9th house, 12th from it. The Lagna Lord could have been in the 2nd house, Mercury could have been in the Lagna, 12th from it, and so forth. But only to understand the placement better, here we are taking the example of Lagna Lord in the 6th house, Mercury 12th from it, which is in the 5th house. So here, if the Lagna Lord is in the 6th house, so Lagna Lord is trying to achieve the manifestation of the Lagna through the 6th house results, through the 6th house areas, through the 6th house characteristic. So here the Lagna Lord of the person is trying to achieve the life's goal through overcoming competition. So mostly this person will be in a competitive role in business or in sports or in the corporate life or in service which 6th house represents, or in healthcare, or fighting for somebody else, or working for animals, or working on an individual role on a day-to-day basis you are serving, like in a spa, like in a hospital, like in a clinic, or you are a lawyer standing up for justice for people, fighting their cases. So the person is trying to achieve gains or life's goal through the 6th house of service, overcoming competition, overcoming challenges, overcoming issues. Can be a banker. 6th house is also loans and debts. So yeah, the person is trying to achieve his manifestation from the 6th house. Mercury going 12th from it, which means Mercury is trying to help the person manifest its goals of life from the 6th house through overcoming excesses, overcoming excessive challenges, but maybe in foreign lands. So you're serving in a foreign land, you're serving foreign clients, but which house is Mercury placed? While it is 12th from the Lagna Lord. Here Mercury, because the Lagna Lord is in the 6th house, going 12th from it, which means Mercury is in the 5th house. So 5th house is also the house of speculative investments. Lagna Lord has gone into the 6th house, or debts, loans. So Mercury is saying you have to make intelligent decision making while you're taking loans, while you're overcoming competition. So in speculative investment, you have to overcome competition so that you make gains in your business. 5th house is also the house of speculative investment, which is business. So this person could be setting up their business, taking loans, but Mercury is still helping the person make intelligent decisions to be able to make the speculative investments better, to make higher gains. This can also be placement because Mercury is in the 5th house of romance. Mercury is helping the person achieve the romantic liaison, overcoming competition through intellect, through tact. So it's a gain-making placement if Mercury is in good dignity from the Lagna Lord, but if it's in a bad dignity, then you will be struggling all your life to overcome challenges, to overcome problems. Maybe all your life you will be in debts and trying to overcome it. So Mercury's placement in any house, here we are talking 12th from the Lagna Lord. Not only its relevant position from the Lagna Lord should be seen, but also should be seen in which house the Lagna Lord is placed, how it is trying to manifest life's goals, life's results, and Mercury going into which house, because that is also the relevant, all the relative positions were also coming into the equation. So friends, now that we have seen how the placement of Mercury in different houses from the Lagna Lord will manifest different results by virtue of which house it is placed in itself, in which house the Lagna Lord is placed in, and which dignity it is placed in. So please do delve deeper into your horoscope, understand how many houses Mercury is placed from the Lagna Lord and which dignity. And if you need my help, and if you need a consultation from me, please reach out to me, the link given below. And please like this video, share this video. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.